Hello, and welcome to a little chat with me, Callum, Jonny here, Jonny, and then obviously we've got Open here as well. We're aware that this is a really difficult time for folks. Stuck in the house, a lot of the normal rhythms of life just aren't really an option. Yeah. So we thought it'd be valuable maybe for us just to have a wee conversation. You can get an idea for what's going on with us, how life is happening for us and the cat, and hopefully share something valuable in that to try and connect, even in this weird kind of virtual world that we're now very much dominated by. So to start with today, I thought have a little chat with Jonny, see how he's getting on, and then we'll see where things go. We might be popping up from time to time in the weeks ahead as well, different thoughts. But to start with, Jonny, how are you finding things? How have you found this last few weeks or so?
It's been quite interesting. There's been kind of a good few highs and lows, ups and downs. It's been an upside down, topsy-turvy world we live in at the moment, where everything's just a little bit different. But is different good? I think different can be good. So over the last couple of weeks, although there's been a lot of changes, I'm not necessarily saying those changes are bad things. New things are happening and showing new opportunities for people to do new things online, to reach out to different people like what we're trying just now. So although it's been a little bit different, it's been quite interesting over the last couple of weeks, to be honest.
Fair. How have you found, I guess for many of us, for most of us, life was very busy. Up until a couple of weeks ago, there was a regular rhythm of work, of places that we went, of people that we met, and all of a sudden, none of that is really an option. People maybe are working from home or not really able to work at all. Everything has been kind of thrown up in the air. So that shift from being super busy to suddenly kind of trying to work out either how to do anything at all or how that all fits together. How have you found it?
It's been quite interesting, especially working in the field we work with. There's a lot of people. Like at every church service, every youth work event, there's people. And being an extrovert, I love being around people and, just talking non-stop and being a bit, silly with them. But at the same time, the energy that they give me is very important when it comes to my life. And then all of a sudden, to not have that, and then to not have the busyness of work, kind of presents a bit of an identity crisis. What happens when all the things you're used to doing and you enjoy doing are suddenly gone? And really it's been a bit of a challenge, and I've been reading through a book called Big Prayers by Alistair Begg, and one of the things it sort of brings to one of the first chapters is this dependence on God in prayer. And I found that really important over the last couple of weeks, because actually without the amount of time I had before to spend with young folk and to spend with people at church, actually there's this opportunity to spend more time with God. And in the midst of that, building a dependence on Him, not just on what I'm used to, my busyness, my going about and spending time with other people, actually making sure I'm rooted in Him has been really important. So that book's helped me through the last couple of weeks and actually gave me strong points to build my spiritual life around during this time. And actually I found that, although challenging, very rewarding.
Yeah, I think that's really, really valuable. I think that's really valuable for us maybe to think about, who are we when all the busyness is stripped away, and particularly who are we with God? Yeah. We won't pretend this is an easy time. We won't pretend that it's a simple time. There's a huge amount of challenges, but as you say, there are opportunities in that, and one of those opportunities I think is for us to reflect on who we are with God. We've got time to reflect. We might have been too busy to pray or too busy to do this or that, but I feel like those excuses are kind of washed away a little bit at the moment, so that's important to think about. Have there been any maybe high points? There's got to be some good stuff to report back on in this last couple of weeks.
With the less busyness in life and with less events to be going to, there's more opportunity to catch up with people, for example, within groups online through Zoom and through other media sources. And that's been very rewarding, to be able to actually spend time with friends that maybe I didn't have the opportunity to before, and I've not quite, and I've actually had a bit of missing towards, if that makes sense. So actually being able to meet together through internet, even though we're other parts of Britain, is quite rewarding. And then on top of that, also seeing all the work and effort people have put in across Scotland, across the world, when it comes to putting online resources together for other people, showing that time and effort has been put in, and actually they're giving a lot of themselves for other people during this hard time. I find that really rewarding, and actually they've been my highest points, is watching stuff that other people have done and spending time with my friends, even though we're quite far apart.
Yeah. I think it's actually quite I'm very grateful for how far things have come. Even thinking back maybe 10 years ago, there would not have been the resources to stay as connected as we are, even though we can't physically be in the same place. Like, we have had board game nights with people over the internet, we have played games, we've had long chats, we've had meetings, like a whole bunch of the things that are the rhythm of life are still able to be present because of the wonders of the internet. It has some dodgy bits, but it's been a really valuable thing, I think, in this time to keep that connection up. I guess the final question I have is there any maybe like techniques, anything that maybe helped a little bit, that's helped you through this time? Any structure, maybe any wise advice that someone has pointed in your direction by any chance?
I wonder why you're asking that question.
No idea.
Honest. I think the first few days kind of became a little bit of a blur for me, because all of a sudden life had changed and I didn't really know what to do. So life would just be kind of without rhythm. And after a couple of days, Callum was speaking to me, yourself obviously, and you presented a bit of putting together even just simple tasks for the day to keep your mind busy, because if you don't keep your mind busy, you'll start to get a little bit lost within yourself, a little bit lost within sort of the isolation that can come through being quarantined, if you will, even though we're not fully quarantined. But it's quite interesting that actually through doing simple tasks like you suggested, you keep your mind busy, and actually it leads to more productive days and actually being able to do a lot more. Since then, I've actually put in place a couple of things to make sure that I am being active with my mind when it comes to writing material for games that we play, and various other things, just to keep my mind active. And actually I found it's no longer one long day, it's now actually a series of short things that I'm doing to keep my mind busy. So that advice has helped me through this and brought me some structure amidst the difference that we're living in at the moment, and I found that very rewarding and very, very important. Maybe I'll take that into my regular life as well. So
nice. Well, thank you for that. I think that's
no worries.
Valuable advice. To try and keeping that structure up and trying having I guess tasks to aim for and achieve in a day. Is easy in this kind of particular climate to just have a day disappear and completely forget about it and have nothing notable to it, but actually there's possibly an opportunity there to build structure and to build rhythm. So I hope this little conversation with Jonny and I has been valuable. We're just sharing a little bit of our thoughts. We might pop back up from time to time, so kind of keep your eye out for us kind of popping up, just a wee conversation, just sharing where we're at, what we're thinking, some of our experiences along the way. Also from the perspective of youth stuff, we are exploring a couple of different options, maybe involving Zoom and doing what we can to keep continuity and keep in touch with folks in the midst of that. So thank you for listening from me and Jonny. Goodbye. Also from Oban, are you going to pop over and say hello? Not terribly convinced, but here we go. So thank you very much. Catch you later on.
Bye.
There you go.
You're not exactly the best camera person